COVID-19 pandemic has affected all our lives. It had a severe impact on the world of travel, as travel has been restricted, and for months or even years, governments imposed hotel quarantine policy for arrivals from overseas. Travel is supposed to be a positive experience. However, quarantine at the hotel is an example of stressful and potentially anxious experience while traveling. Stress and negative experiences are rarely studied in tourism research. How hotel quarantine affects travelers is also important to study, as there may be future crises that will warrant such policy again. Stress can be viewed as a relationship between a person and the environment, wherein the person appraises the environment and enacts a coping mechanism in order to manage problems that cause distress and sustain positive well-being. Various coping strategies can be used to either focus on solving the problem that creates stress or to make one feel better about the situation. According to Stanislavski's coping and circumplex model, an efficient coping strategy would address both problem and emotions. In this study, we undertook 16 semi-structured in-depth interviews with those recently released from hotel quarantine. Participants were predominantly from Fiji, Australia, and New Zealand. The study resulted in a visual conceptualization of the cycle of affect that hotel guests experience during their quarantine. We found that quarantine resulted in a roller coaster of emotions. While traveling and arriving at the quarantine hotel, travelers felt nervous due to uncertainty and health concerns. After arriving into the hotel, travelers felt more calm and may have had somewhat pleasant time at first. However, due to isolation, this would be replaced by boredom and somewhat depressive feelings by the end of the first week in quarantine. In the second week in quarantine, participants' affective responses were of high arousal and very negative, as they felt despair. The balance changed promptly to very positive feelings as travelers prepared to leave the quarantine. We also identified several coping strategies. Changing living environment was important to reduce a sense of isolation and provide space to undertake a range of activities, including physical exercise. Structuring and filling time was important to change the sense of how long one spent in quarantine. Productivity was also important, and some travelers focused on working while in quarantine. Social connectivity helped, especially with positive emotional coping. Hotels can improve quarantine experience by providing clear instructions, providing fast and reliable Wi-Fi and board games, increasing space through use of hallways, adjoining rooms, and providing balconies, ability to go outdoors and having space for exercise, ensuring food is nutritious, and providing training for staff. Thank you for your attention.